Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Bloom Outdoors. Today we are messing with my dad's truck right here, and this is a 2018 F-150 Platinum, as you can maybe tell based on the interior here. It's a Platinum, has a 3.5 liter Ecoboost engine, but for him, the low end torque and speed and horsepower and all that for him is just kind of low. There's not enough there on the low end side, you know, before the turbos kick in and everything. So he went ahead, ordered the throttle controller here, the Velocity one, same one he has on his Jeep and same one I have in my truck. So he went ahead and ordered it, and I am apparently installing it for him. So anyways, here is what it is. That is the little code 921-2. If you guys have a 2018 F-150 with a 3.5, this is your code for Platinum too. But you type that information in on the website, and that is where it takes you to this guy right here. So price for this was roughly $220, I think. Not positive. I think it was right around $220. He also has the engine start stop button here, you know, to turn it on, where mine has the key right here on the side. His is the button, so we can't mount it in the same place. I think he wants to mount it right down here though, so I think that should work just fine. But yeah, so you got the directions on the side. If you guys have seen either the Jeep video or the video of me doing it on my truck, then you would know how to, or if you buy it yourself, then it's pretty easy to figure it out. But I'm going to go ahead and install it, and we're going to see how this guy works. Also, I should mention that it's pretty much stock for the most part. A while ago, he had me put in the auto start stop eliminator. So anytime you turn the truck on, the auto start stop automatically comes off, instead of, if you guys know, then when you turn the truck on, it's on every time. With this function, then every time you turn the truck on, then it's automatically off. But that's pretty much, I think, at least, everything he has done to the truck. There's got window tint too, 35% on the front windows. You can barely even tell it is there, but that's about it. So there's no engine upgrades or anything like that, so it's just basically a stock 3.5 liter. So kind of just going to test this out and see how it works with the whole stock function setting here, because if you guys do remember, then in my truck I already had the tune put on when I installed the throttle controller on my truck, so it already kind of had some throttle controlling performance. The pedal was already a little more sensitive than it was stock because of the tune, so adding the throttle controller on it made it even more sensitive. But with this, I've noticed when I've driven this thing, then it just feels really slow and laggy. But also because mine, you know, the power's right there, and it's also a V8, where this thing, you kind of got to wait till you hit like that 3,000, 3,500, whatever the mark is, till your turbos kick in, and you kind of start to feel it finally put some power down. So with this, hopefully it'll change some. It's not going to, I don't think it'll do a whole lot, because you're still going to have to wait for the turbos to kick in, you know, to really get your power. But I think it might be faster. Not faster, but it might still perform better, because it's putting more power from the actual V6 engine without the turbos down right away. But then it'll help you reach your whatever the RPM range is until you finally hit your turbos. So I'm not very good at explaining this, but hopefully it kind of makes sense to you guys. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and install this. Install should not be too hard. Like I did mention though, if you guys have seen me install these before, then it's fairly easy to do. Just follow the directions on the side. Maybe takes 5 minutes to install it. I'm not really going to show you guys that. I can link the video of me doing it to my truck right up here. So if you guys want to see the full install and how to do it, you guys can go ahead and watch that. But it's really not difficult at all. So we're going to get into it, and then I will be back with you guys. Okay, just got it all installed and everything. I haven't stuck it on yet, because I'm not exactly sure where he wants to put it. I'm assuming like right about there, so it's kind of out of the way, because I think he said he didn't really ever want to mess with it. He just wanted the ability to maybe potentially control it, but he doesn't really care that much. Just kind of set it on a setting and just leave it there, but should be good to go. Very easy, like I said, maybe 5 minutes. So you can see it's in there, all plugged in and everything, just not fully mounted. But you can press the button there and you see it turns on. And everything lights up and works. So I'm gonna go ask him where he wants it mounted at and then take it for a drive and see how this bad boy works. Okay, I'm gonna take it for a little drive here, see how it is before he gets out here and tests it himself. So we're on the 1 setting, as you can see, which is the stock setting here. So I can kind of remember what it drives like. Trying to remember how it feels stock. So it's not as jumpy and as quick, you know, as sensitive as my truck is, but it's also just on the stock setting, but just to kind of compare here to see how it drives. Go ahead and turn it up just to all the way to kind of get a feeling for it. I don't know, personally for me it's hard to notice a difference. It is turned up all the way to the, you know, the highest setting, but for me personally it's hard to notice any difference. It's also just because I'm not used to this truck. I do notice though, I press on the gas right there to kind of keep the speed consistently going and it'll downshift. So that is something. I think I was in 8th and it downshifted to 7th, or maybe I was in 9th and downshifted to 7th. So I'm not positive on that exactly, but it did downshift. So it is, you know, somewhat it's working. You know, it's not like the thing's not working at all. But I'm just trying to notice it for myself. For me, it's hard to notice, like I said, because I'm not used to this truck, not used to driving it, so I'm not super familiar with it. And I'm sure too, it would probably be a lot more noticeable when you're in like the sport mode, but it's just when you're in regular mode, then you can feel it want to downshift and go. But I don't know. Like I said though, for me, it's hard to notice a difference, but it's because it's not my truck. So I'm sure if you're in sport mode, you know, because that's when your RPMs are always the highest, and so it's constantly ready to go. So if you're in that, you would feel it a lot more because the turbos would kind of constantly be spooled, ready to just punch and go. That would be my guess at least, but like I said, I'm not super sure. I just wanted to take it for a drive myself to see if I could notice anything, but I'm gonna have him jump in now and kind of test it and see what he thinks, because, you know, this is his truck, not mine. So for me, I don't really notice anything, but I'm sure he probably will.
It's much zippier. Quickly tell.
My guess is it would be easier to notice in sport mode, because you always have like the turbos spooled up, so that way when you press it you can feel it more right away. That was my guess.
Which, I mean, it's a 9-day difference. Just pulling out of that driveway usually, especially when the truck's cold. It's not completely warm now, but it's just takes a while to get up to speed and for it to pick up. But yeah, it's noticeably zippier.
I usually drive with mine on the middle setting, but I just turned it up all the way just to see.
Right here. That. Take a picture of that. You got Grand National, baby. 1984. Where you really notice it is on the low end, right when you just hit the throttle to begin with, right when you take off. It's instantly zippier. That's just, I just barely stepped on it and took off. I mean, it goes to 60 real quick. I had sport mode and on high, and it just, boom. I didn't have the floor either. It was just about half, 3/4 of the way down, and it's real zippy. Put it on 3 and normal drive mode. You'll see what it feels like. Just drive around the roundabouts in the street. Definitely zippier. I mean, it's noticeable.
So would you recommend it to somebody else?
Oh, definitely. For what it costs, a couple $100. Definitely improves performance, noticeably so. Yeah, you notice it too. It isn't like marginal. No, it's definitely different.
Anything else you want to say about it?
I think over time I'll see once how if there's any, if I notice any difference in fuel economy, or I'll try to just drive it normal and see what happens. If I want better acceleration, it's definitely there. Kind of wakes the truck up a little bit. I drove the truck yesterday, had it in sport mode, and today having this and driving it again in sport mode, and noticeably different, much quicker.
So is there more of a difference in sport mode than
yeah.
in regular mode?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's a difference between, I had on high on 5, was it 5, and now it's on 3. 3 is not as
sensitive.
Not as sensitive and as interesting as it is on 5. But it's noticeable on 3 even. When you barely hit the throttle, I mean, it quickly shifts and there's more oomph there. I like it. Totally worth a couple $100.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be about it for this video. Overall, I would say he is pretty happy with this product, the throttle controller that's in there now. Didn't seem like he had any too big complaints. He said you could definitely notice a difference even on, all the modes there. But even in the normal mode, not just it being in sport mode. Like I did say earlier, it was hard for me to notice a difference, but that's just because I don't normally drive this truck. It was hard for me to notice the difference, but he was able to, so that's good at least, because it's his truck, so he's the one that bought it and all that stuff. So good thing he is happy with it. If you guys have any other cool things you guys want to see done to his truck, then go ahead, drop it down in the comments below. Let us know. We can try and get on that stuff. He's not a huge fan of mods, but some stuff he does like, some stuff he doesn't. Just go ahead, drop it down in the comments below, and I'll have him look them over and see what he says about it. But if you guys got any other questions, comments, or concerns, or anything like that over this video and what we did in the video, then go ahead, drop it down in the comments below. But that's pretty much going to be it. So as always, thanks for watching another video of Bloom Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.